When we deploy any Fabric application on the single machine, so is it really decentralized or distributed? No. In this course, we are gonna cover how to deploy a Fabric application on the multiple hosts. Like we will have different kind of virtual machines, and on those virtual machines we will be hosting specific organizations as per the configuration. In short, we can say it's a multi-organization, multi-VM setup. We are going to create a Hyperledger Fabric network with 3 organizations and 1 orderer organization. So total we will have 4 organizations, and each organization will be hosted on a separate virtual machine. You can see on the screen we have these 4 virtual machines, and organization 1 is hosted on the virtual machine 1, organization 2 is hosted on the virtual machine 2, organization 3 on VM 3, and finally all the orderer services will be running on the virtual machine 4. So these are the different 4 machines we are going to create on the GCP cloud, and we will host all these services on that particular virtual machines. What are the different components available for the each and every organizations? These different services will be communicating with Azure using Docker Swarm network. So you can say, so these all the 4 virtual machines will create a Docker Swarm network, and using this Docker Swarm network, so all the services in between these different virtual machines will be communicating with each other. So next one is, what are the different components available for each organization? You can see for the peer organization, each organization have 2 peers. Like here, organization 1, organization 2 and organization 3. It's having 2 peers each, and one of the peer, that is the peer 0, is the endorsing peer for each and every organization. So for organization 1, 2 and 3, we have peer 0 is the endorsing peer, and it's hold a smart contract. So each peer we have a ledger, and inside the ledger we are using current state database as the cows database. So again, for each peer we will have a separate service for the cows database as well. And another one thing, we will be creating each and every participant certificate using certificate authority. We are not going to use CryptoGen tool, and that is not recommended for the production. So we will have a dedicated certificate authority for each and every organization. You can see on the screen, for organization 1 we have certificate authority 1, for organization 2 certificate authority 2, certificate authority 3 for organization 3, and finally for the orderer organization we have separate certificate authority instance. And using those certificate authority, we will create all the necessary participant certificate, and once we create the certificate, after that we can proceed with the channel artifact creation, channel creation and deploying the chain code. For the virtual machine 1, we will have a special separate API server to interact with this network. So but before that, we have to see what are the different flows we are going to follow. So first step would be the creating the crypto materials. So for the creating the crypto materials, the first thing we have to create the certified authority instances, and once we create the certified authority instance, we will create all the necessary participant certificate for each and every organization. We have total 4 organizations, so for each and every organization we will be creating all the participant certificate using their own certificate authority. So once we create the certificate authority, the next step would be creating the Genesis block and channel.transaction. Here, using this MSP of each organization, we will be creating the Genesis.block and the channel.transaction file. Once we create this channel.transaction file and the Genesis block, the next step would be the creating the channel. So this is general flow we generally follow in the Hyperledger Fabric. First of all, we have to create the channel. After that, we so peer from the organization will join the channel, install the chain code, approve the chain code as per the new lifecycle policies. After that, commit the chain code if we get sufficient approvals, and finally invoke the chain code, query the chain code, and last step would be the query and invoking the transaction through the API server. These are the different steps we are going to follow in the course. And another one thing we are going to follow for the channel creation would be the first we create all the crypto materials for each and every organization. Once we create that, after we have to create the channel artifacts, because these channel artifacts will be required for bootstrapping our network. Like for orderer we will require genesis.block, and for creating the channel we will require channel.transaction file. So once we create this channel.transaction file, next step will be the creating the channel. But before that, we will create a Docker Swarm network in between all these virtual machines. So we are going to have 4 different virtual machines on the GCP. So once we create those GCP virtual machines, we will create a Docker Swarm network. we will run all the necessary services in each of the virtual machines, because organization 1 related services will be available on the virtual machines 1, organization 2 related services will be having on the virtual machine 2, and so on. And finally on the virtual machine 4 we will have all the orderer services running. So for that we will run all the services, and from the virtual machine 1 we will create a channel and join the channel. Next one is the fetching the channel configuration block from the virtual machine 2 and joining it, and finally fetching the channel.block and joining the channel. So this will be done on the individual machines. So once we are done with the channel creation process, next step would be the chain code deployment. So for the chain code deployment, first as per the lifecycle chain code method, so we need sufficient approvals. But before that, on the virtual machine 1 we will install and approve the chain code. Virtual machine 2 also we will do the same thing, install and approve. For virtual machine 3 also we are going to do install and approve. Once we get a sufficient approval, now next time from the virtual machine, in the next step would be the on the virtual machine 1 we will commit and invoke the chain code. So once we done that on the from the virtual machine 1 only, we will invoke and query the transaction. So once we are able to query and invoke the transaction, next we will start implementing the API server. So once we create the API server, we can invoke the transaction from the Postman client, and that will be the final step for our course. So in the course we will have total 5 main section. In the section first we will learn how to create a virtual machines and setting the network, like doing the prerequisite and installation and all the part. Even in the section first we will see how we can access any folder from the virtual machine using VS Code, or maybe we can access it from the local command line terminal. So in the section 2 we will create a crypto materials for each organization using dedicated certificate authority. So here we are not going to use Cryptogen tool, so we will be using the certificate authority for each and every organization for creating all the participant crypto material. Once we are done with that, in the next section we will start creating the channel. So before that we will be creating the channel artifacts as well. So once we create the channel artifacts, we will be starting creating the channel, and this process would be distributed across all the virtual machines. In the section 4 we will do the all necessary stuffs related to the deploy chain code, and this creation channel creation and joining will be distributed across all the 3 virtual machines, VM1, VM2 and VM3, because we have each organization on one VM. In the section 4 we will deploy chain code, and we will be again doing the same stuff on each and every virtual machines. And finally on the virtual machine 1 we will create a API server, and purpose of this API server is invoking the transaction from the Postman client and directly interacting with the blockchain network. So that would be the purpose of this, having API server dedicated for the organization 1. So we will be interacting with the blockchain network on the behalf of the organization 1 as a user. And these are the total main 5 sections we are going to cover in this course. One thing I want to explicitly mention here, this is not a theoretical course. So we are going to implement each and everything on the virtual machines. So we will be executing each and every commands required for creating this multi-host fabric network, and each organization will be responsible for installing and instantiating the chain code, approving the chain code. So on each virtual machines we will be doing this all the operation. In your case, if you have less than 3 organization or maybe more than 3 organization, you can just follow the same approach and you will be able to deploy your fabric network on multiple hosts. That's it for this video. Let's get started with the actual implementation.